When it comes to human rights, first of all, I'm a humanitarian. I'm German, Jewish, and Parisian French Catholic ancestors, but Jewish too. And during the Second War, I lost my loved ones in the Holocaust. And never, I swore that never would I ever be persecuted again. And it doesn't matter if you're English, Irish, or French, I would defend you.
I didn't get the job pretty much just because my French wasn't perfect.
Stand for your rights, or their French will crush you. Anglophones have a right in Ontario.
I didn't get the job pretty much just because my French wasn't perfect. I didn't get the job pretty much just because my French wasn't perfect.
Here's my question, Mr. President. Have the two councillors, Saint-Pierre and Lorraine, I'm talking about Jean-Paul Saint-Pierre and Lorraine, who have shown anxiety for the constitutionality of the proposal amendment, have they made any serious inquiries about this? My question requires a simple yes, and if they did, to whom or no?
Oui. Yes.
Well, the door's open it. We have 2 more minutes in question period.
Go ahead.
What?
They're dying for democracy in Afghanistan, and we have none here.
The vote is as such. Voting in favor, Councillor Donald St. Pierre, Councillor Levins Kyle, and myself, Ken Hill. Voting against, Councillor John Paul St. Pierre and Councillor Jamie Lauren, and the bylaw is adopted.
Live with the big fat guy. Leave the little guy alone.
My husband's an engineer, and a high school teacher, especially special education. A hell of a lot more than I can say for you.
It's not a surprise. I totally expected it. I think to be more surprised if someone had to change their vote. I'm glad that Howard presented. I'm glad there was such a wonderful turnout tonight. And Ken Hill's going down.
Democracy in action in this town means the French dictate and run everything. That's take a look at the signs in Embrun. French only, French only. That's going to trickle its way over to Russell. That's part of the scam. They don't give a shit. The Francophones are bigots and racists. Everybody knows it. Respect is a one-way street. Respect for the French and screw everybody else. That's the French way. Yeah.
They talk about respect. I guess it's respectful that they're building a Francophone-only health clinic right across from the beer store in Embrun now.
What am I saying about the English language? I'm saying that the institutions are English language prohibited, not French only. That's what I'm saying.
That I'd entered a time machine and I'd gone back to fascist Italy or fascist Germany in the 1930s. I had this urge to raise my hand and go, Sieg Heil! That's how disgusted I am. Obviously the mayor and the majority of the councillors have absolutely no respect for freedom of speech and freedom of expression. That's gone by the boards here tonight, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
The rest of them, they can't do that because they want to. It's an issue that really has nothing to do with language. The people inside were upset with my actions. Really reading it wrong. It has to do with rights. It's freedom of choice. We're losing more and more of that freedom every day. We see it with human rights commissions. We see it at all levels of government. I don't know if municipalities have the right to legislate culture and language. What about religion? What about all other social issues? I have no idea whether they can. But I do know on a larger scale, certainly on the national scale, we do have inalienable rights that have to be protected and safeguarded. This is one of them, freedom of choice. To the French speakers, they're the victims here. They're victims twice over. Number one, they're not going to look good on a national broadcast. 97% of all Canadians or more are not French speakers, excluding Quebec. I don't know what the French speakers want that they don't already have. They have every freedom one can think of, including French-only healthcare clinics that turn away sick English people.
They just like to read the signs. They just like to know what the store's about inside.
Then if they can't read the signs, then don't go into the store. You know, it's not an issue of accommodating people. It's an issue of individual rights. You know, there's a lot of French signs, French-only signs in this town. If I didn't want to go into the store, I won't. And I speak French, it's not a problem. I understand what the sign says. But you can't legislate a person's language or culture or their rights to express themselves in that language or culture. We see what it's done to Quebec. If we want to see it for the rest of Canada, then this will stand. If we want to see our rights to express ourselves in the language of our choice, then it has to be debated in courts and it has to lose.
Tell them how pissed off you are. I just did.
Well, I think it's very upsetting because this is going to happen in Ottawa in another year and a half, and we better get our ass in gear and get going because the same thing is going to happen to us only worse.
What do you think of the way Mayor Hill conducted the meeting?
I think he should resign immediately. Totally resign. The man's a hypocrite.
Democracy died in Emperor.
Anglophone businesses, hello, I'm coming to your shop. Francophone, I'm not here no more.
5 people figure out what a whole township are going to do.
It seemed to be controlled by council and a few advocates.
Today was a travesty of democracy. I believe that the people that decided that this policy should not be enforced brought it to the table to the councillors. The councillors then turned around, and you heard Ken Hill's remark after he was questioned why he went against the people who recommended against this sign bylaw. He said because he didn't agree with it. That is elitism, it is fascism, and it takes away from all the democratic principles that I have been brought to believe that this country stands for. And I do not believe that my sons or future generations like this idea that we have fascism, we have an elite, a group of people that are deciding for the rest of us what they think is right for us. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, a free will of the capitalist dogma that allows democracy to flourish has just left this building.
Anglophones have a right in Ontario, so please, fight!
Je peux parler français, c'est pas difficile pour moi.
Anglophones have a right in Ontario.
Respect is a one-way street. Respect for the French and screw everybody else.
5 people figure out what a whole township are going to do.
Anglophone businesses, hello, I'm coming to your shop. Francophone, I'm not here no more.
The man's a hypocrite.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
The man's a hypocrite. The man's a